Good morning. Today we're going to change the oil and the air filter in the Onan generator. I'm going to show you what you're going to need to get this job done. The first thing you're going to need is something to catch the oil in. Don't forget to dispose of your oil at AutoZone. Usually has a container. That's where I go to. I'm sure some of the other parts houses do too. Then we've got a T30 Torx bit, a 12mm socket, some painter's tape, and some gloves and paper towels. A lot of you are questioning, what's the painter's tape for? Well, I'm going to show that to you right now. As you can see, this is an Onan OG 4000. It's a Cummins. I actually got a generator maintenance kit from Cummins Onan for the KY gas. The way you determine which one you have is, I'll bring you in a little closer here, and you'll see right here it says KY, and then the series is R. The spec is R. It's also on the tag down here. So the first thing we need to do is remove the cover. Take that off, and we'll set that to the side. And I've seen a lot of people, they run it, they change the oil, and then they replace their air filter. Well, I'm going to replace the air filter while the engine's cold. It probably doesn't need it. I only have about between 40 and 50 hours, I think, on this generator. I've run it a half hour every month since we bought it 3 years ago. But you take off that one wing nut, and then there's a second wing nut in there that we're going to remove. Okay, and then the air filter slips out, and it's a little interesting act. It really doesn't need it, but while I'm servicing it, I just as soon replace the air filter. I may save that one for tough times. There's the new air filter. It looks a little cleaner, not a whole lot. So we're going to go back in the same way we took the other one out. Up, get that bolt lined up right there. Put wing nut number 1 on. Snug it down. Okay, put the cover. There that goes in that corner. And we'll put the other wing nut on. Okay, so the next step is to warm up the oil. So we're going to press the stop prime, which lets the electric fuel pump start kicking. I go for a count of 10 and I try to start it. It did not start, so I'm going to go a count of 5 and crank it again. Okay, we ran it for about 5 minutes. Got the oil nice and warmed up. Oh, one thing I forgot. Let me go run and get it. You are also going to need a funnel, unless you have a real steady hand to pour in there. One big word of advice, and I'm going to put a big note in the description as well. Do not run this machine with the dipstick out. And while the machine is running, do not take the dipstick out. This thing will blow oil out of that hole. Okay, let's take you underneath now. Okay, so we're going to take our Torx bit and we're going to remove one screw. Be careful, that exhaust is going to be hot. And then we're just going to loosen the other one so we can swing that out of the way. And there you can see the 12mm bolt to drain your oil. I'm going to try to do this without getting too much. Okay, so I cracked it loose. I'm actually putting the bucket underneath, and it holds 1.6 quarts, US quarts, so it's a little over 1.5 quarts. The wind's kind of blowing towards me, and you don't want to drop your bolts. There we go. Okay, so it's pretty much drained. Let's go ahead and drain plug back in. Wipe off around there. Okay, let's tighten the drain plug up. Okay, we're going to put our arc bolt back in. Okay, I'm going to drop my torque wrench out there. And I had to put a piece of cardboard because the wind was blowing too hard. It was blowing all over the place. So The kit came with SAE 15W40 Onan oil. It's not a synthetic. I wish it would have been synthetic. Next time I change it, I will go with synthetic. Let's pour the first quart in. If you hold the bottle upside down and pour it that way, it doesn't splash and stuff when you hold it the other way. And of course, it holds 32 ounces. And I'd marked one of the containers to be able to know when it hit the 19 ounces, because 19 ounces would make the remainder of the quart and a half, or the quart, 1.6 quarts rather. So I'm gonna pour this and stop it when I get down to 16 ounces, and we'll take a measurement. The 16 ounces will be a quart and a half. Okay, so let's check the oil level with the dipstick and see where we are. Stopped at 1.6, 1 quart and 16 ounces, which is 1.5 quarts. It looks like it needs, I don't know if you can see that, needs a little bit more. Not much. Okay, that's showing pretty much full. We're gonna run it more for a few minutes and check it again. Okay, so we ran it for a few minutes. Looks like it could still use a little bit more. Okay, now it's showing full. Alright, and that's how you service the generator. Just gonna put the cover back on, take the painter's tape off, and close her up. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever we got more videos coming out. We're getting ready to hit the road in a couple of weeks, and it should be fun.